So, like, I moved in there almost 2 years ago to this boathouse on Lake Union.
This is going to be on video, by the way.
Okay,
so
that's fine.
Like this,
that's cool.
Make it count. Okay, no pressure.
Full address, please.
Yeah. Casino.
If
East
the fans
Casino
want to
Road,
write you a
yeah.
letter, how do they get it to you?
How does it
fans.
feel getting fucked with by three people at the
fans.
same
I
time
love
while
it.
you're trying
I
to
love
talk?
it.
We got a roast mic coming up, baby.
Yeah. So I moved in like 2 years ago, and I remember just being like, I was only doing open mics, but I was like, God, dude, it would be so fucking cool to do a show here. Like, I don't know why that was my first thought, but I was like, this would be so cool. So we have this group.
You live on a houseboat with another dude?
With one other guy.
Do you have like amenities or like how does that even work?
Yeah. We have everything. Washer, dryer, everything.
It's called a house,
yeah.
bro.
It's a houseboat.
I don't
live on a
more
single
house
boat,
than
by the
boat.
way. Yeah, I live on like a real houseboat, not a floating home, but like a house. It's like an RV trailer on the water. That's the best
You
description.
have a squat rack in there too, right?
No, that's
No, that's
Jamal's
Jamal.
house.
Okay.
Yeah.
See,
Have you been watching our videos?
Yeah.
Is that the research? Yeah.
That was
No, we've kind of we sprinkle it around.
I do research.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, you were
sorry.
right. You have not blinked. Oh my god. So my roommate had a bunch of friends from New York, like that I am now friends with. Last year during COVID, a bunch of them came out and we threw like a July 4th party. Probably not the smartest thing, but whatever. Very fun. Even more of them came out this year and stayed at the houseboat next to it. They rented it out.
Oh shit.
And so I was like, oh.
Was
like,
it cheap, by the way?
for them?
Yeah.
No. They all have very good jobs. They
So-
all are Ivy League grads. Like, they are not like us.
Okay, but was it like, is it cheap to do that?
To rent a houseboat is
Yeah.
not cheap. No.
Okay.
Plus, it's a big one.
It's a big one. And it's a nice one. Like, it's
Okay.
way nicer than ours.
Okay. Keep going.
So they all rented out. There's a bunch of people there, so maybe it was cheaper, but like, I don't know. It's not the cheapest thing. So I was like, cool. There's already like 14 of them. That's a crowd. And then we just started telling other people. And then we were like, fuck it. Let's just do it. So we kind of got together and we were like, all right, we're doing it. Like, we're doing the house show. And so then we start reaching out to comics. Gus and I kind of figured out the logistics with like the PA system, like wiring everything over like from the boat outside onto the dock.
How do you like let people know about the secret shows though?
We kind of just
Is
like
that part of the
word
secret?
of mouth it. Yeah. And like tell other
follow
people
us
to-
so you can get access to.
That never
Does
works
that,
though.
I've never seen a push for any like.
It's usually like the first one we did. It was like an Instagram story. We're like, hey, check our Instagram for something. And
What's
if-
worked has been telling a bunch of
texting
people
people.
that we know or like are close enough with to be like, okay, like they might not be like our best friend, but we're like, okay, like you're cool. You bring a couple people too. And then they're like, can we bring a couple people? And we're like, yeah. So like,
That's really how it is.
yeah, it's just like a branch out kind of thing.
So text.
Yeah. Yeah, text telling people, and then they're like, that sounds sick, like very cool. This one we had to like, we tried to limit it, and then it got a little wild, but that's down the road.
Yeah, I don't know where those guys came from.
There's a lot of people that just showed up. So we like figure out the logistics of everything, like the mic stand, where we're going to put it. So we put it on the dock in front of the houseboat. Because we were like, okay, maybe it's not the smartest idea to have, because we were going to do it on my roof, because there's a like a little rooftop deck.
Yeah.
And you can stand kind of anywhere on the roof. It's pretty sturdy. But we were like, okay, maybe it's not the best decision to have the comic like
On the roof.
like rocking like side to side on the roof. Like if a boat comes by, they're like, what the fuck's happening? Or if like, I don't know, one of them gets drunk and falls
And
in
that
the
does
water.
happen.
It would be hilarious.
That does
but-
happen. The boats come by and then like the shit falls off like the shelves and stuff.
Literally,
sometimes.
yeah. They'll cause a big wake and then like artwork will fall off the shelves and I'm like,
Sometimes
why
the
did I-
shelf falls off.
Yeah. Yes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
It's a
I
good
said,
boat though.
There's a lot of unique things that happen at the boat. And so we figure out all the logistics. Comes time for the show. We're like, I don't know, probably expecting 30 people max. We're like, okay, let's keep like my room is in the middle of this boat. And it's like I have to duck. I'm like 6'3", 6'4". Like I have to duck my head like walking through my own home. And my biggest concern was that there was gonna be too many people on the roof watching and my roof was gonna cave in.
Oh fuck.
By the way, every podcast we've done, he's mentioned his height at least once.
I
so
know.
just,
Yeah, but like, I'm
was
this-
gonna
that
give
goes
it
into,
to
like,
you. I'm
my
like, oh,
roof-
I'm 6'3", I'm 6'4".
But
you
once
guys
again,
aren't.
it's like a children's story. Like just like the
Like, if you
bunk
saw-
bed not being big enough and the feet hanging off the end. Like he walks around.
Literally,
his
if
house
you
with the
see
head.
me in my house, you're like, why do you
funny.
live here?
But also
It's like I'm literally walking.
It's
with
not
my-
about the potential females that are listening to this podcast at all.
You have females listening to this podcast?
just imagine his
dude.
dick.
What?
then.
potentially, we're not sure
Fucking-
yet.
Shy's listening for sure because I already told her about it.
Yeah.
Dude.
Shout out, shout.
I was just texting her about it. But
Barefoot
yeah,
Bandit.
also he knows exactly where all the roofs are, so it's like
Now it's-
doesn't even need
yeah.
to know. He's just tilting the head.
I look like
back
an
and forth.
insane person walking around.
But
he's a
ducking my
breakdancer.
head.
I think he could go blind and
Continue
still
with
dodge all the roofs.
the children's story, though.
So anyway, I'm on this Dr. Seuss type house and ducking my head.
Double wide on
I'm
a pontoon.
6'6".
Yeah. I'm actually approaching, so I'm still growing. I'm a growing young man. So who knows how tall I could be, ladies. And so we're just like, okay, we got to keep people kind of dispersed, like across the front deck. Like we got some chairs from Bo Johnson. Like he like, shout out. Like he did the show and he like, just was like, do you guys need chairs? And we were like, yes, we need chairs. So we put some on the dock, like the floating dock, had people at the house next to us, had people on my roof, like spread apart.
Different boats.
Different boats. Yeah. People
Damn.
were on the dock. My neighbors were like behind us, like sitting on like just some
How the
other
fuck
boat rack.
Where did Bo get a bunch of chairs?
Yeah.
Well, he
them.
produces his own
Yeah.
show. So
Yeah, but did he
probably
just drive
bought
them
I
around?
guess. I don't,
You
well,
know-
he was doing the show, so he was like, I can just bring them. And we were like,
Chairs,
oh,
are,
okay.
Such a
chairs are
weird-
definitely a headache if you're trying to put on shows.
I do still
It's
have
like the
one
thing
of
you
those
That's
forget about.
always the. I asked you about the chairs. Like I'm like, what do you do about chairs? Like it's a very.
Yeah, we don't have a solution. We just have Bo
We
Johnson.
outsource our chair
Bo
guy.
Johnson is
Fun,
our
though.
chair
Like
guy.
after his set, Timmy Booth jumped off into the water.
Oh my
Really?
God,
It was
yeah.
amazing. Yeah, it was,
Fuck yeah.
it's
So
just
what-
warm. Handles of tequila all over the place.
When we do the secret shows, what we do is we have no host, like no headlight. We all like kind of do the same amount of time. So I go up, and then I think Timmy was second, right?
Yep.
So I introduce Timmy. Timmy goes up, does his thing, and then he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go jump off the dock now." Just walks off and jumps off. So now there's just no one up. We're like, "Oh fuck!" Like now what? So Nick has to like run back up there and be like, "Wait, did you go back up there?"
No, I
Yeah.
ran up there and
was
then I
smooth.
introduced the next
Yeah,
person.
it's very smooth.
It's fine.
But it was really funny that he
what's-
jumped off.
We had a list. We tell all the comics there's a list. Here's the next person, and I tell them ahead of time.
Yeah.
But then I messed up and like said like 3 people ahead, so like people had to like jumble around. It was fine, but the worst
Yeah.
part was like the list fell in the water, so everyone's like, I
I was
don't really
like, I don't know
know.
what
Like
I'm
so,
up. Yeah. So like Stephanie Nam was on the show.
Yeah.
And someone called her up and she was like on the roof and had no idea she was up. So she just took her time like getting down there, and then she like gets up there and she's like, "Hey everyone." Then doesn't do anything. She just goes and like starts setting up her camera. It was honestly hilarious.
Yeah, people were loving it.
Yeah, and people were like, "What is happening?"
They're like, what
right
a
now?"
bit.
Like,
And she's like, it's not a bit.
she's like, "It's
It's
not."
like-
She's like, "Literally, I'm like just setting up my camera because I
Next
didn't
Andy
know it."
Kaufman
Yeah.
over here.
And then
It
she was
really
like, "I didn't know I was gonna be up. They fucking tricked me." Like whatever.
tricked me.
So then like, oh, also this is good to preface. So all of those people who were renting out the boat next to us, this is July 3rd. So that's a Saturday. We had just been like partying all day. And then this show is at 8 p.m., like sunset. We're like, cool, let's do it before the sun goes down. And then we're just gonna keep partying after the show. So we do the show, like everything goes great. Everyone had a great time. And then like after the show, this is when like literally shit hits the fan. Like more people start showing up that I'm like, I don't know who you are.
Two
I
of
ha-
us. Who
I've
are
ne-
these people?
Literally, like someone brought their friends that had other friends from like San Francisco, and they just showed up with like handles of liquor and like beer and like whatever. And I was like,
yeah.
cool,
Playing
like
pong.
come on. Then they all just start going to the roof, and so like I think Gus said it though, like they would kind of like cycle in and out, but there was a point where there was like 18, 20 people just on my roof.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, there's nothing we can do now. Like
Just like one section of it.
yeah, and then like one section of it, like kind of like dispersed on the top of the roof, and then like 10 people, 15 people in the house, like just kind of like walking throughout. I'm like, what's happening? My toilet, off limits to people. They're like, I gotta go pee, and I'm like, just go in the lake, take your dick out and pee in the lake. Like
Yeah.
if you're a guy, if you're a girl, I don't really
Dunk.
know what to tell you. Like
Yeah, dunk the back end, you know.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
all you can do.
It was
Hang
funny.
off the transom.
And so
Oh, I forgot you were even here for a second.
Oh, great.
yes, and,
Keep going,
and
Reece.
who are you talking to? Yeah, you're
Hi,
just talking to this
guys.
blank space on the couch. And I put a sign on the door
You're
that
the only
says,
one not doing crisscross applesauce right now. Keep
"Don't
going,
fucking
Reece.
do it, because then you're gonna hit me."
applesauce.
Chris Cross applesauce. Yeah. And people keep coming, like this group that comes in from like San Francisco's like, yeah, this one guy, don't even know, doesn't even introduce, he's just in my house. Like, I don't think they know I live there.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, oh, you can't use the bathroom. And they're like, who the fuck's this guy?
Kind
Like,
of a
whatever.
fun feeling.
I was just like, I'm going to kill myself. Like, it's Sunday or Saturday.
Yeah.
They pump our shit out once a week, and it's like a 25-gallon tank for 2 people.
Yeah.
Once it's filled, like it doesn't go anywhere. There's no plumbing. Like it doesn't like get flushed out and go anywhere. Like they come once a fucking week to pump it, unless we want to pay an absorbent amount to like get it pumped before that. And so all these people start doing it. So literally by the end of the, I'm like, I have a sign on the door. It's like, don't fucking use the bathroom. People just keep using it. Both houseboats, full fucking toilets, filled with shit and like toilet paper.
Sorry
and
about
everything.
that. I'm really
Yeah, it was
sorry.
all Gus, and I'm actually pissed.
Gus had some bean burritos.
One wouldn't flush, so I went to the other one.
Ours is just a tank where it just falls to the bottom. Yeah, you know, it's like a
so
porta
weird.
potty.
It's so weird having a shit budget. Like I
It's
fill up my
crazy.
recycle bin sometimes, and I have to put it in bags next to it. You know, and like I don't know if I could do that.
We
with
start
my,
shitting in the shower and we like stomp it down.
Ooh.
No, we don't.
That's the life.
We don't do that, ladies. I'm 6'6". We don't shit in the shower.
Never
Like
lived that
7.5.
way.
There was
Yeah,
some.
I'm
There's,
6'9" now. By
there's
the end
some,
of this podcast,
There's some cute co-eds like jumping off like from like earlier in the day, which was really nice. And then because I'm not trying to shit in his house too, because I know ahead of time, like I've been here enough for like let's try to like limit it.
Did you shit in the lake?
Oh, dude, I was so ready. Like,
Did you?
no, I had stage fright. But the reason why, I jump out. I'm trying my hardest to poop, and
in
then
the like while you're in the water already.
yeah, oh yeah.
This is
not
my
like-
yard, by the
Yeah,
way.
yeah,
Told
yeah.
you-
Some girl like swims by and she's just like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm trying to poop." And she's like, "I swam away from you to pee, and you're pooping like on me essentially." And I was like, "Yeah, no, it just didn't come out. There was too much.
There was
the
so much
osmosis
more to
didn't
the
work.
show than pissing and shitting, though.
Yeah.
It was like there was some killing too. The
Yeah.
jokes were really good.
Oh my god,
There
that
was
so
like
much fucking fun.
I thought it was funny that like the neighbors came by, the like old.
Oh, yeah,
the old
people pulled up in their
I was
boats,
like,
like-
let's see how these guys like the show. You know, I was like, I'm not sure, but it turned out so well.
It's like
They're-
a perfect show.
So yeah, like my neighbor, like the people who live in the marina came, and they were. Can I burp on your podcast? Thanks. And Quentin Jones goes up and just like chills, but he has this joke about him going to Chuck E. Cheese and like this kid's birthday party. Whatever. He has this whole joke, and then I go up because we have one more comic. Artis, one of my neighbors, this like older lady, like in her 60s, comes over randomly. She's like, "Hey, give this to Quentin." Like as Quentin's still on stage, it's an old Chuck E. Cheese like pizza tray.
Throwback, 70s
Like-
style.
Yeah, like an
The first
OG
one.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, just give it to him. So like I go up on stage and I like give it to, and everyone just like goes nuts for it. And I was like, why do you fucking have it? Like,
It was
how
real
did you have it? It was so
retro
crazy.
style. It was
Yeah.
cool.